Hello students, in the previous lecture we had started with chapter 6, that is definite integration. In that, we had seen that in definite integration there is no need to write a constant in the answer. Also, we get a definite answer. Now we had also started exercise 6.1 and completed the first 5 sums. We continue with the exercise here and start with the 6th question, which is the integral of 1 to 2 dx upon x square plus 6x plus 5. Now in the denominator, you can split the middle term and get the factors of the quadratic equation that is given there, and you can do it by the method of partial fractions, or you can complete the square and do it by the formula method. Various formulae we had learnt in the previous chapter, and those formulae we can use. So we are going to use that particular method over here. That is, we take dx upon now x square plus 6x. We also write half of the coefficient of x the whole square. In this case, it is 6 the whole square, which comes out as 3 square, which is 9. So we write x square plus 6x plus 9 minus 9 plus 5. I do hope that you are thorough with that method, so you'll remember what I'm doing, or you'll understand what I'm doing over here. So thus we are going to get over here. Now we take the square root of x square. So we write x. The middle sign is plus in this case. The square root of 9 comes as 3 in this way. So x plus 3 the whole square minus 9 plus 5 gives us 4. So this way. Now next we are going to get 1 to 2 dx upon x plus 3 the whole square minus 2 the whole square. Now this is of the formula 1 upon, it is of the formula this way, that is the integral of 1 upon x square minus a square, isn't it? Okay, the answer for which becomes 1 upon 2a log mod of x minus a upon x plus a plus c. This is the answer for this integral. So we see that this integral is of that particular form, and therefore we solve it this way, that is we solve it as this 1 upon 2a, a term is 2, so 1 upon 2 into 2 log of x minus a. Now x term is x plus 3, so x plus 3 minus 2 upon x plus a, that is x plus 3 plus 2. And there is no need to write plus c, you will remember it from the previous lecture. We write it between the limits 1 to 2. Now applying the limits of integration, we are going to get 1 upon 4 log, let us simplify this first, log of mod of x plus 1 upon x plus 5 from 1 to 2. Now first we apply the upper limit of integration, which is log of 2 plus 1 upon 2 plus 5. We put x as 2 here minus log of, now next we put x as 1. So 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus 5, which gives us 1 upon 4 log of 3 upon 7 minus log of 1 upon, that is 2 upon 6 over here. And then in the next step, you know that when two logarithms are subtracted, you can combine them by dividing the first number by the second number. So over here, we are going to do this way, that is log of 3 upon 7. When we divide a fraction by another fraction, the second fraction, the reciprocal, can be multiplied to the first fraction, isn't it? You will remember it because you have learned it in your lower classes. So we get 3 upon 7 into 6 upon 2. So 2 upon 6 became 6 upon 2 when we divided the number. Okay, so here we are going to get 1 upon 4 into log of. Now over here we can even cut this terms. So we get 9 upon 7. Okay, there is no need to even put a bracket over here. So this becomes the answer. So study the sum carefully and then we'll move on to the next sum. In the next question, pay attention, it's quite an important question. If the integral 0 to a 2x plus 1 dx is equal to 2, then find the real value of a. Now we solve it this way. They have given us this, that is 0, the integral of 0 to a 2x plus 1 dx is equal to 2. Now solving this integral in the usual manner, that is 2x, when we solve it by integration, 2x becomes 2x square upon 2 plus the integral of 1 becomes x from 0 to a, which is 2 as they are given on the RHS. Here 2 gets cancelled. Now we put the upper limit of integration, which is a square, also the lower limit of integration, that is minus 0 square, plus a minus 0, that is x term a minus 0 we put. The whole thing is equal to 2, and therefore we get a square plus a minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we split the middle term, because as you can see we have got a quadratic equation. Thus we split the middle term. So therefore we are going to get a square plus 2a minus 2 is equal to 0. So a is taken common. So a plus 2 minus 1, a plus 2 we are getting. Therefore a minus 1 into a plus 2 is equal to 0, and therefore a is equal to 1 or a is equal to minus 2 upon solving this. This becomes the answer for this particular sum, that is it. Now in the next sum, again the question looks similar, that is if the integral 1 to a 3x square plus 2x plus 1 dx is equal to 11, find the value of a. Again they have given us this way, that is the integral of 1 to a 3x square plus 2x plus 1 dx is equal to 11. Now we solve this by integration. So we are going to get 3x cube upon 3 the first term plus 2x square upon 2 the second term, and 1 is integrated as x from 1 to a is equal to 11, and therefore now 3 gets cancelled, 2 as well, and now we put the upper limit of integration. The upper limit of integration is a cube. Wherever x is there, we are putting a, so a cube plus a square plus a. Okay, we can even do it this way, or we can do it by the method which I showed you in the, by the step which I showed you in the previous sum. That is, we can do it this way, that is a cube minus 1 cube, that is everywhere we go on putting the upper limit and the lower limit, plus a square minus 1 square plus a minus 1 is equal to 11. So therefore we are going to get a cube plus a square plus a minus 3 is equal to 11, or taking everything on one side, we are getting over here a cube plus a square plus a minus 14 is equal to 0. Okay. Now suppose a is 2. In this equation put a is equal to 2. This is obtained by trial and error method actually. Okay. If a is 2, we are getting the LHS as 2 square plus 2 cube plus 2 square plus 2 minus 14, which is actually 8 plus 4, 12 plus 2, 14 minus 14, which is 0, which is RHS. And therefore we write that a minus 2 is a factor of the given expression, that is a cube plus a square plus a minus 14. Okay. So a minus 2 is a factor of this particular expression, that is it. The other factor can be obtained by various methods. We are going to do synthetic division. Yes. something which you had learned in your 9th standard is coming of use to you over here. So we are going to find the other factor by synthetic division method. Okay, now what is synthetic division? If you remember, we put this way. That is, in this case, what we do is that we write it this way, isn't it? We put two lines like this perpendicular to each other. Okay, and then we take the coefficients of the given expression, of this expression. That is, the coefficient of a cube is 1, a square plus a square is 1, again plus a is 1, and minus 14 is written as it is. And a minus 2 is written over here, a minus 2, so a is equal to 2, so 2 we write over here. Then if you remember this one, the first term, thus we found one factor of the given expression that is there. What about the other factor? There are many methods of finding the other factor. We will use the method of synthetic division. So the other factor can be found by synthetic division. Yes, it is the same method which you used in the 9th standard actually. So see how the previous knowledge comes in handy in various cases, isn't it? So let me show it to you properly. In this case, if you remember, we draw two lines like this in synthetic division. We take the given expression, in this case this expression, write the coefficients over here. Now a cube is considered as a variable, so coefficient of a cube is 1, a square is again plus 1, a again 1, and minus 14 is written as it is. Over here we write, see, from a minus 2 we get a is equal to 2, so we put 2 over here. Then if you remember, 1 is written as it is down, then 2 ones are 2 is written over here, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 twos are 6, 6 plus 1 becomes 7, and 7 twos are 14. Hopefully remember the method. This becomes a reminder, and therefore the other factor becomes, now from this expression we get a square plus 3a plus 7, and therefore the given factor can be written as, the given expression we write it as a minus 2 into a cube, a square I mean, plus 3a plus 7, which is equal to 0. Okay, remember the given expression is a cube plus a square plus a minus 14, and that has been factorized to this form actually. So therefore we are getting two terms over here. Therefore either a minus 2 is equal to 0 or a square plus 3a plus 7 is equal to 0. Therefore a is equal to 2. Okay, we got one expression. What about this particular second expression? In this case we cannot split the middle term, as you can see. Okay, also then in that case what we can do is we can use the formula method actually. Formula method, if you remember, it is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, the roots of x, roots of the variable are given this way. In this case, the roots of a are given by this particular formula, whereby a is equal to, so we write a is equal to minus b. Now the b term, the second term is 3. So minus 3 plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac, or 3 square minus 4 into 1 into 7. Okay, here a, b and c is 1, 3 and 7 upon 2a, upon 2 into 1 in this case. Okay, then therefore a is equal to 2, or a becomes this way, that is minus 3 plus or minus root of 9 minus 28 upon 2. Now this is going to be a number which is not real. Okay, this is not going to be a real number. So since this is not a real number, this solution is rejected. This solution is not acceptable. Okay, I hope you understood this. If we solve it inside the root sign, 9 minus 28 will yield a negative number, will give us a negative number. And root of a negative number is an imaginary number, not a real number. And therefore, this solution is not acceptable. And therefore, we have A is equal to 2 as the actual solution of the sum that is there. Study the sum properly. In the next question, the question is integral of 0 to 1, 1 upon root of 1 plus x plus root of x dx. So as you can see, in the denominator we have an irrational number given, irrational terms given. So to make the denominator rational, we multiply by the conjugate. Now the conjugate of root of 1 plus x plus root x, the conjugate of this term. I'm just reminding you, there is no need to write this in the exam time. Okay. So conjugate of this is actually root of 1 plus x minus root x. So we multiply and divide by this particular term over here. Okay, so we get this way, that is 0 to 1, 1 upon root of 1 plus x plus root of x into root of 1 plus x minus root of x over here. Okay, and in the denominator also we have to multiply with the same term. So instead of writing 1 over here, we'll write it as root of 1 plus x minus root of x dx. Okay, then our denominator becomes this way, that is, now in the denominator the formula is for a plus b into a minus b, which is a square minus b square, that is root of 1 plus x the whole square minus root of x the whole square, and the numerator remains as it is. Okay, then we get this way, that is, in the denominator root of 1 plus x the whole square is 1 plus x and root of x the whole square is x. So 1 plus x minus x dx. As you can see, x goes away. So we do not have any denominator over here, denominator is 1. Okay, so the term becomes this way, that is integral of 0 to 1 root of 1 plus x minus root of x dx. So we can simplify it this way also, that is root of 1 plus x can be written as 1 plus x the whole raised to 1 upon 2 minus x raised to 1 upon 2 dx. Okay, and then we solve it by the method of x, that is integrated by the method by using the formula x raised to n. Okay, so we get 1 plus x raised to 1 upon 2 plus 1 x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1, that is 1 upon 2 plus 1 in the denominator also, minus the same thing over here. Okay, from 0 to 1. And then our term is going to become this way, that is it becomes 1 plus x raised to 3 by 2. By solving half plus 1, we get 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 minus x raised to 3 by 2 upon again 3 by 2. Now upon bringing the 3 by 2 from the denominator to the numerator, it becomes a reciprocal 2 upon 3, which is common, and we also put 1 in the terms. Now we put the upper limit of the integration into the answer that is there. So we get 1 plus 1 raised to 3 upon 2 minus 0, because upper limit minus lower limit, 0 raised to anything is 0. Okay, and minus Thus we take the reciprocal of 3 upon 2 from the denominator to the numerator. So it becomes 2 upon 3. 2 upon 3 is common to both the terms. So we write it outside the bracket. Now we apply the upper limit of integration. So 1 plus x is written as 1 plus 1 initially raised to 3 by 2 minus 1 plus 0 raised to 3 by 2. As I told you, upper limit minus lower limit of integration. Minus the second term, which is 1 raised to 3 by 2 minus 0 raised to 3 by 2. And thus we are going to get this way, that is 2 upon 3. 1 plus 1 gives us 2 raised to 3 by 2 minus 1 raised to 3 by 2. 1 raised to anything is 1. Any positive power is 1. So 1. And again upon opening the second bracket, we get minus 1 raised to 3 by 2 becomes again 1. Okay, so in this way we are going to get this way, that is 2 upon 3. Now look carefully. 2 raised to 3 by 2 is actually 2 cube raised to half. Minus 1 is minus 2. So thus let us write that over here. And then in the next step, we will write 2 upon 3. Now 2 cube raised to half can be written as root 2 cube. Okay, minus 2. Now thus it becomes this way, that is 2 upon 3 into, now root 2 cube is actually 2 root 2. Okay, 2 into 2 into 2, that is 4 2s are. So from the 4, 2 comes out of the root side. So we get 2 root 2 minus 2. So here we take 2 common. So 2 upon 3 into 2 in the bracket root 2 minus 1. So thus we get 4 upon 3 root 2 minus 1 as the answer over here, final answer. Okay, so this becomes the final answer. In the next question, 10th one, the integral from 1 to 2, 3x upon 9x square minus 1 dx. Now, in this case, suppose we write over here, if fx is equal to 9x square minus 1. Suppose fx is 9x square minus 1, that is the denominator. Then, upon finding the derivative of 9x square minus 1, we get f dash of x is equal to 18x. Now, think about how to convert 3x into 18x. 3x is present in the numerator. Okay, this term, that is 3x, which is present in the numerator. How to convert it into 18x? 3 can be converted into 18 by multiplying by 6, isn't it? Therefore, our integral becomes 1 upon 6 integral of 18x dx upon 9x square minus 1. Okay, so this is of the form 1 upon 6 integral of, okay, let me show you in the formula form, formula method. Okay, and then we'll write the correct final answer, that is it. Okay, so here, therefore our integral becomes this way, that is I is equal to the 1 upon 6, the integral of 18x upon 9x square minus 1, from the limits are, over here the limits are 1 to 2. Okay, now how to solve this further? We use this particular formula over here, that is, you have learned this formula before. If the integral is of this form, that is f dash x upon fx dx, then the answer is going to be log fx plus c. Okay, this is what we have learned earlier. And this integral, our integral, is of this particular form, that is it. And therefore, we are going to get the answer as 1 upon 6 log of fx, that is denominator, 9x square minus 1 was our fx. So 9x square minus 1 from 1 to 2, that is there. Okay, so in this way. Now, upon applying the upper limit, now 1 upon 6 comes outside. So we apply the upper limit and the lower limit of integration. So log that is 9 into 2 square minus 1 minus log of 9 into 1 square minus 1. Okay. Then in the next step, we are going to get 1 upon 6 log of 9 fours, that is 36 minus 1, 35, minus the log of 9 minus 1, that is 8. Okay. And combining both the logs, we are going to get 1 upon 6 log of 35 upon 8 as the answer. Okay, study the sum carefully. In the next question, it is integral 1 to 3 log x dx. Now, how to solve 1 to 3 log x dx? Because in integration, we do not have a formula for log x, isn't it? We do have a formula for log x in derivatives, because ddx of log x is 1 upon x. You will immediately tell me. But what about integration of log x? So here what we do is we integrate by parts like this. That is, log x can be written as log x into 1. Now do you remember how to do it? Yes, and we use the rule LAE, where logarithm comes first, algebraic term comes second, and E means exponential term. In this case, there is no exponential term, only log is there and the algebraic term is there, isn't it? So therefore, we use this particular formula, that is integral of u into v dx, which is u integral of v dx minus integral of d dx of u, the integral of v dx. Remember the formula now? Okay, so here we are going to use the same formula. That is, our log x becomes a u term, this becomes u and this becomes v. So thus we write log x, the integral of 1 to 3 1 dx minus the integral of d dx of log x. Okay, the integral of 1 dx into dx from 1 to 3. Then in the next step, the integral of 1 is x. So x log x from 1 to 3. So the first term is solved already. Minus, in this case, 1 to 3. The derivative of log x is 1 upon x and the integral of 1 is x. So we get this term. Okay, so here x gets cancelled. So we get x log x from 1 to 3 minus, now in this case the integral of 1 becomes x from 1 to 3. Now what remains is applying the limits of integration. So upon applying the limits of integration, we get 3 log 3 minus 1 log 1 minus 3 and minus 3, let me put it in the bracket for now, minus 3 minus 1. Okay, so here 3 log 3, 1 log 1 becomes 0. Okay, and minus 3 minus 1 becomes 2. So 3 log 3 minus 2, which can also be written as log of 3 cube minus 2, because 3 can go as a power. This 3 will go as a power over here. And so we get log of 27 minus 2 as the answer. Okay, so thus we have completed all the sums of exercise 6.1. Study the sums carefully and make them thorough. Now this is an assignment for you, which you can do in your notebook just as an additional practice. And thus you can make the first concept thorough. Okay, so we meet in the next lecture with the next concept. Keep safe and healthy. Keep practicing, for the board exams are coming near now. Okay, I'll meet you in the next lecture now. Bye students.